Hey guys, what's up? Arvin here. Now today in this video, I'm going to do an in-depth review of this 1 amp electronic speed controller for your DIY 1 is to 87, 1 is to 74, or 1 is to 64 scale RC car project. If you're interested, watch this video. Okay, so last time I unboxed or unwrapped and test the this 1 is to 70, or this is a one very small 1 amp um, 1 amp electronic speed controller, and the result was good. I was able to test this in using Mabuchi motor, a 1 is a 30 size electric motor. 1 is a 30 size Mabuchi motor, so I was able to test it there. The motor that I use, the 130 size motor that I use, this is the one that I use. Let me just pull up my second camera right here so that you can see closely. Okay, so this is the 1:30 size electric motor that I tested last time. Well, actually, it's still connected right here. Okay, so this is very small. So this is slightly modified, and in my knowledge, because this spins way much faster, and as you can see, it says high spin. So high spin, so meaning the uh, the armature inside and the wiring is lower or thicker than the stock Mabuchi motor. So if you're planning to uh, to create or to make your own 1:74 scale micro RC project, or if you have any micro RC project or RC projects that you're planning to use a Mabuchi stock motor, you can purchase this electronic speed controller. Just look at the size. Okay, so this is very small. Okay, now I'm going to show in the screen the dimension of this electronic speed controller. And before I tried this is a 20 amp, so I just removed the wirings. Okay, so this one is a 20 amp electronic speed controller. This is a cheap one as well that you can buy in Shopee or Lazada or any online shops that you can buy. You can buy this very cheap, and it even comes in pairs. If you plan to use this, or if you plan to have a multiple RC projects. So now compare the size. Okay, so this is very small. This is very small, and this is 1 amp, meaning that you can drive a bigger motor. Okay, now most of my projects I only use this size of electric motor. If you will notice, the uh, the 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 drive line here, I use a I use this set of gears, so to compensate the low torque of this motor, so that I can drive my projects. This is a 1:64, 1:74 scale um, project that I'm still working on. Okay, so it's nearly finished, nearly done. Okay, there you go. So now I have a very small electronic speed controller that I can simply perhaps um, solder it right here on top of the electronic speed my receiver. Okay, so this is really very small. Okay, so how are you going to wire? So the one that I bought, actually, there's an option for you to buy that where the wires are included. Okay, so but in any case, it's cheaper to buy the one without the wire. So you can just simply solder your own wire, the wire of your choice. You can have it on your own desired length. Now this is how to wire this um, how to wire your to your receiver, okay, to your electronic speed controller. So if you will see, you can have a look on the left hand side of your screen. You will see that there is a letter S. Okay, there is a small letter S right here. There you go, letter S. So meaning this is the signal, and the middle one is positive, and the one on the right hand side, that is the negative polarity. And this too, this is where you solder your electric motor. Okay. Now this one has an SA8301H bridge. Okay, so I'm going to show in this I'm going to show right here the specification of this MOSFET or this bridge motor driver. And actually this can take up to 1.8 amp of current, meaning that you can use a electric motor that has as less than 1.8 amps. Okay, now this one as well, this electronic speed controller can take up to, well, this is based on this is based on this where I got it, can take up to from 3.5 to 8.4 volts. Okay, now if that is the case, if you're planning to use the 8.4 volts, since there is no there's no way where you can connect the 8.4 volts directly to from here. The only way that you can connect it, the 8.4 volts or the power supply for this, or the battery to this, is through here. The middle one is through the positive and the negative terminal, or the negative soldering point. But the problem is, since this positive and negative soldering points, okay, is also connected to your receiver. So unless your receiver can take a voltage, a battery voltage for up to 8.4 volts or more, then you're good to go. So drive a you can drive your motor that is let's say up to 8.4. Now considering this is a um, turbo racing receiver, so let me just pull up the specs so I can show it to you. Okay, so I just pulled up the online manual for the Turbo Racing 91805 GT-VT. It's a long name, but actually it says here that never connect a battery with voltage higher than 8.0 volts to the receiver, because doing so could damage the electronics. So meaning that this receiver can take up to 8 volts of power. So you can plug two, like this one. This is 3.7 volts each. This is a lithium polymer battery. So it says, as you can see, the 3.7 volts and 3.7 volts. So that's roughly around 7 point something, right? Or 7.4. Okay. So this is still lower than 8 volts. No, yeah, 8 volts. But you have to be very careful, because when the lithium polymer is full, it goes up to 4 volts. So you need to make sure to measure the voltage first before you connect it to your receiver. Otherwise, you're going to damage the electronic speed controller, especially this one. This is a turbo racing um, receiver. So this can only take up to up to 8 volts. Anything higher will damage this electronic. So if you're planning to use a higher voltage for this on this electronic speed controller, better use an electronic or a receiver that can take up more than 8 volts. Okay, so so this is very small. So if you're planning to use or to build an RC car project such as this one, small as this one, so you can see you will have plenty of space inside, considering the size of this. Um, let's say if you buy this one, this red one that I have here with me, just look at the size. Okay, so let me just put this in close up. Okay, so the internals will be cramped already. Okay, or let's say if you're planning to convert a 1:74 scale, yep, it's still this is still big, although this is 20 amps, so this can take a bigger size and a higher winding or a powerful motor. Okay, so this will be good for, let's say, 1:24 scale, 1:16 scale um, RC car. But this is good for 1:87, or let's say if you have a an Orlando Hunter, this is also good as a replacement. But make sure that the motor that you'll be using is not more than 1 amp. It's safe. This is a sweet spot because this can only take up to 1 amp. The IC or the H bridge that we have here, that is installed right here, the SA 8301, can only take up to 1.8. That's the maximum. It's 1.8. So um, you don't want to push the 1.8 amp all throughout to this small IC. Otherwise, you will burn this one. Or if you have some sort of aluminum cooling system, or aluminum yeah, cooling or radiator, or a piece of metal that you can put here to keep the H bridge cool all throughout the operation. Okay, what else? Let me just put this again close up. Yep. What else do we have here? Okay, so that's the signal, the positive, the negative, and on the other side, yep, still the same, the signal, the positive and the negative. I believe this is the one that controls. Okay, so it doesn't show any markings here, so we have no idea what is this. But let's say my future plan is to piggyback this one, meaning um, I'll try and put another IC or H bridge on top of this one so I can get at least 2 to 3 amps of so I can adjust this to 2 to 3 amps, or I can use a motor that is that's powerful enough to drive, or I can convert hack this and modify this to take a powerful motor such, or much more powerful than this one, or can take as a slightly modified motor easier if you have a more than 1 amp of limit. Okay, so I guess that's it. There you have it. So there you have it. So if you like to know more about this, because I made this video because I was trying to find an in-depth review or of this 1 amp electronic speed controller, because this is for my I find this um, suit this suit my taste or suit my needs for my 1:2 or my micro RC projects. Although this is only 1 amp, it's less than 1 amp. I've been using less than 1 amp for more than for several years. I have no problem with it. But with a 1 amp, or if I can raise this up to 3 amps, I have a lot of projects going on in my mind right now. Okay, so there you have it. If you have questions, if you have anything that you would like me to try, I'll be more than happy to do it for you and answer all your questions to the best of my ability. Just leave your questions in the comment section. Okay, so if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and please don't forget to share this video. Okay, so see you again in the next one.